first grade. How are you all doing? I miss you all so much. And I don't know when you're going to watch this, so I'm going to say good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. I hope you and your family are having a good time, and I am so excited I get to read a book to you today. Or not a book, but a story from your textbook. So today I'm going to read A Southern Ranch by Yasser Reisenfeld. Did you know that this book is an expository text? And I bet you already know what that is, but I'm going to tell you again. It tells about real people, places, and events. And in this selection, you're going to read about a ranch in the southern part of the United States. Did you know that Kentucky is considered a southern state? It is. And I wonder if they have ranches. I bet you know about some ranches they might have. You know, it has something to do with Derby. I bet you can guess. Anyway, before we start, I'd like to ask some questions because I want you to think about these questions while you are listening to the story. What part of a ranch hand's job would you like most to do? So think about that when you hear about all the different jobs they have. What does the author explain, or why does the author explain what ranches and cattle are? You know, what's the purpose? I bet you've learned about the purpose of authors and why they write. And what helps ranch hands on roundups? Number 4, what questions did you ask yourself as you read the selection? And the last one, you really can't do because I've got the book, but I might do it for you. And that is look back at pages 136 and 137 and how do ranch hands keep the herd together. Okay? So, here's our story. So I wanted to show you the picture. Okay? And look at our question for the week. Can you read it? It asks, why do we treasure special places? I have lots of reasons, I think, but I'm going to give you one. One of the reasons I treasure special places is because I have memories with my family and my friends. So sometimes I'd like to go back to those places and with my family and friends. All right, so here we go. The sun isn't up yet, and high above the land, the moon still gleams in dark skies. But lights are on in this place. Another day is starting on the ranch. Ranches are places that raise livestock. Horses, cows, sheep, and goats are livestock. This ranch raises cows or cattle. Ranch hands help look after the livestock and the ranch. Did you all know that Kentucky has cattle ranches? I would have never thought that, but I looked it up because I always think about Texas and Florida and different places like that that have cattle ranches. Ranch hands no longer take cattle up long trails. Ranch hands may drive pickup trucks, but they are still much like ranch hands long ago. Ranch hands still ride horses and use lassos. They still care for sick animals. Ranch hands still watch herds of cattle. If cattle go the wrong way, ranch hands must lead them the right way. In summer, if herds eat all the grass in one place, ranch hands take them to another place. In winter, ranch hands feed herds hay and grain. Roundups take place in spring and fall. Ranch hands go out in the field and look for cows. This is not an easy job. Cows might be standing under a tree or grazing at the bottom of a hill. After getting 8 or 10 cows, ranch hands must keep them together and keep them walking. Cows might run off. Ranch hands must chase them and bring them back. Ranch hands need well-trained horses for this work. These horses can be steered by just a touch, and they know cows. Sometimes cattle dogs help keep the cows together too. You got a little dog back over there? Ranch hands bring small bunches of cows to the same spot. 9 or 10 become 40 or 50. I bet you can count by 10, can't you? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Then ranch hands bring those bigger bunches to another spot. In time, the herd might number 600 or more. How many hundreds are in 600? I bet you can figure that out. Keeping this big herd together is hard. Some ranch hands are point or in front. Some ride swing or on each side, and some ride drag or in back. That's a dusty job. And look, they've got masks on too. Ranch hands take the herd to the ranch. These cows that are being sold are loaded on trucks and shipped off. The rest will be sent back to graze on more grass. Roundup has ended. After so much time on horseback, weary ranch hands can rest. They eat and talk and laugh. Then it's back to work on the ranch. So, that's our story, and I'm going to ask those questions again, and I want you to think about them. Number 1, what part of the ranch hand's job would you like most to do? Well, if I was going to answer that, I think I might like to go after the stray cows. I think that would be fun, and see if I could find them, even though they said that was a really hard thing to do. Number 2, why does the author explain the ranches and cattle? Excuse me, I don't know why I keep saying that wrong. Why does the author explain what ranches and cattle are? Well, I don't know if I should answer that question because I want you to think about it, but you know the purpose of a expository text is to inform. So he's trying to tell us lots of information about cattle ranches and ranch hands. What helps ranch hands on roundups? Well, we read we need to find those facts and details that we found. Could anybody think of any? I think one of them was that they have well-trained horses. Remember, they said all they have to do is touch the horse, and the horse can help them round up the cattle. They know cows too. They said that's important. Some cattle ranches have dogs that help. And they also talked about the position that the ranch hands can be in. Do you remember those three positions? Point, being in the front, swing on either side, and drag in the back where it was really dusty. That's probably why he had that mask on. So, Tell me, what questions did you ask yourself as you read this selection? Well, one of the first questions I asked was, do they have cattle ranches in Kentucky? So after I read it, I actually did look it up and saw that they do. So last question. It asks you to look back at pages 136 and 137. How do ranch hands keep the herd together? Okay, so I'm going to go back to it and I'm going to reread it again and see if I can answer that question. So, page 136. After getting 8 or 10 cows, ranch hands must keep them together and keep them walking. Cows might run off. Ranch hands must chase them and bring them back. Ranch hands need well-trained horses for this work. These horses can be steered by just a touch and they know cows. Sometimes cattle dogs help keep the cows together too. So they start with just having 8 or 10 and they move them to larger groups and they continue to ride by them and have good horses that are trained, and they sometimes might have a dog that helps them, and they just know cows. They know everything they need to know about cows to work on this ranch. So I hope you enjoyed the story today. I want you to know that I miss you, and I know that hopefully maybe sometime this summer we all can get together when everything gets lifted. So take care, love you, bye.